All right, everybody, we are back, and we are going to get into our Against the Spread. This is our super contest that we run through CBS. And if anybody has any interest in playing this, please feel free to reach out to us on our social media outlets.
You're on it anyway.
Yeah, so it's free. No financial obligation whatsoever. I'm thinking that if we get, a string of, maybe 25, maybe 50 people involved in the Against the Spread, maybe at that point we can start to put a couple shekels on it.
Shekels, maybe a gift card or two, maybe some,
I like it.
maybe couple shekels to Wawa.
A couple shekels to a little Wawa. Maybe some 5-0 high fives out there as well. And we actually do need to make a comment about that. Our good buddy Mark Petrogani. This past week.
Out of nowhere.
5-0. Somebody who you said should probably listen to the podcast for some advice. I'm not quite sure if you listened to the podcast, but I'm going to hope that he did. And
he listened.
He definitely listened. And through our
we don't go 1-4 and then 5-0 without listening to some expertise.
I agree. But Mark, absolutely, and fuego, as they say, with a nice 5-0 show. So he is tied up with the Mayhem at the top of our Against the Spread pool. They have combined 6 wins for the first 2 weeks. Definitely still time to hop in and be a part of the fun and still be into it.
And can I comment on that? My 6 out of 10 wins.
Go right ahead.
Now, I made a pick last week under the impression that...
All right, we're running thin on time. Sorry about that.
Said Sammy Sleeves and his bionic body was going to play against the Steelers.
Oh, were we going to talk about... Okay, yeah.
So I'm just saying, if it's on a Wednesday...
God. I can't believe I missed that last spare in bowling today.
If it's on a Wednesday and a quarterback goes down, flip the pick.
That's what conventional wisdom would say.
Flip it. And I didn't flip it because I said
Why
to the
not,
listeners,
Dom?
because I told the listeners I was
wouldn't you
taking
flip
Minnesota. I'm a
told
man
them
of my
you would
word. I'm a
take
man
it.
of integrity.
God.
And I stuck with it. I mean, normally if a quarterback goes down, you flip
And
it.
God, did that just hurt my heart to put a loss next to that
Yeah.
one. Oh,
so
man.
I should be 7-3. And also, I told you last week.
I should be 210 pounds, but it just doesn't work out that way sometimes, Dom.
And I also told the audience that if you wanted to bet a 6-game, take the 49ers against Seattle because they might win it outright, and they almost did. So they definitely covered. So instead of being 6-4, I am in theory 8-3.
We're sorry if that last segment was breaking up just
sense.
a little bit. But Dom was just kind of going in and out about going 2-3 last week and being totally cool with that. We're very happy. We're very excited to bring on a new participant into the Against the Spread pool. That bald dog.
Bald dog.
My father.
EP2.
EP2, that's right, EPJR, as he likes to go by. So he will be joining us this week in the Against the Spread pool.
If EP had his name on the back of a jersey, would he put Junior or the numeral 2?
That's a good question. I think he would go JR. I think he'd
JR?
Yeah, I think he'd go Junior.
So we got Marvin Jones.
Yes, exactly.
Junior.
Marvin Jones Jr.
And Todd Gurley the second.
Gurley has Junior on the back.
Does he?
I don't know.
I don't know. I never understood that. Or maybe Steve Smith Jr. or Senior.
Yep. So Senior would be the first.
Yeah.
So that would have been Stool Sample, my grandfather.
That was Stool Sample.
And then Bulldog Jr. and then I'm the third.
Yeah.
So it goes from there. And then numbers after
what
that.
What are your thoughts on that? The 2 versus the Roman numeral 2 versus the Junior.
I like the whole unique thing. I don't think many people go by 2.
He hate me.
Oh, Rod Smart.
You
Come
put a
on,
little
man.
He hate me on there.
God, I can still see him on the Panthers beating our Eagles up. And then
He was on the Eagles for a little bit.
It was. That's very true.
Rod Smart. I think he made a practice squad.
Oh my God. But that said, we are very happy to have Bald Dog in, and we would love to have all of you in. So, again, if you would like to be a part of this, pick 5 teams against the spread. You have to pick 5, and we go all the way out into the end of the season, Week 17. And this is all paralleling the Vegas Westgate Super Contest, if you guys are into that at all. That's a $5,000 entry, and you have to be in Las Vegas to sign up for the pool. You can be, you don't have to be in Vegas to make your weekly picks, but this is all modeled off of that Westgate Super Contest for a $5,000 entry. Ours is $5,000 cheaper than that.
And what is the typical winning percentage of somebody out in Vegas?
That's a great question. So last year's winner was 62% against the spread.
62. So while I'm at 60.
Yeah, you're at 60%.
In reality, 8-3 in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're
10-0.
close.
10-0, I think, in your brain.
10-0 in my heart.
Yeah, in your heart. That's right. In all of our hearts.
Yeah. 12-0 in my balls.
Oh, count those 2. 2 layups right there. Just keep them covered. That's all that I ask. Keep covering the balls.
Oh, God, keep them covered.
All right. So, Dom, since you are ahead why don't we give you the let's give you the floor here.
Sure,
And,
sure.
why don't you throw out 5 that you like?
Well, let's start with the guys who I picked last week to almost upset the Seahawks. They are at home this week, coming off a great effort. I think that new coach has them in the right direction.
That Kyle Shanahan?
Kyle Shanahan. So they're 0-2. I think they're going to get their first win.
Now, I can't tell you how excited I am for another Thursday night football. Oh, my God, are these the worst friggin' games every week?
And I think I've picked the Thursday night game every week.
And you're on fire because you picked one. God.
So Thursday night,
farce.
San Francisco versus
There
the
it is.
Rams.
Book it, people.
Top-notch programs and organizations.
Try and stay awake till the end, everybody.
So the 49ers plus 2.5. Book it. So
2.5. Niners win 3-0.
it's quite possible.
Mm-hmm.
There's those Los Angeles Jared Goffs.
Yep.
Second team I'm going to pick is our hometown Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, you're playing him in this?
I'm playing them.
Oh, man,
in
you're putting a lot of heart in
this.
that pick.
I'm
Wow.
putting them in this. Now the line that I got on our super contest was 4.5.
Yep. So
Now you said the line has moved to 6.
it has moved to
It
6.
probably will go down again too.
There'll probably be some buybacks. 6
There
is
will
a
be
key
some
number.
buyback. 6 is a key number.
And you know what? Maybe not to interrupt you right now, but with that, maybe we'll do a little segment like a gambling 101 where we talk about how lines move and when smart money comes in and buying back.
We got to get some
like
smarter listeners if we want to do that.
We could do that, but we could do like a gambling 101.
Yeah.
What's a money line? All that stuff. We
Sure.
could do that.
So I'm going to take the Eagles minus 4.5 at home versus the New York Football Giants.
Bold.
Blech,
Bold.
blech. They stink.
The Giants.
Oh my God,
their
they
line is
stink.
pretty bad.
It's so bad. Next game I'm going to pick.
I have
is,
to work this weekend. They called as a backup just in case, but I have to work this
I think
weekend,
I
so
can
I
play
couldn't.
those. I think I could play center for the Giants right now.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah, wouldn't be a stretch. My third pick will be your favorite team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay
going
Buccaneers.
into Minnesota. Now I'm going to preface this again.
Okay.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers are getting 2.5 points.
Currently, yes.
Currently. I'm taking that because I'm assuming Sammy Sleeves is not going to play.
Not going to play.
Who knows with
Okay.
him? Who knows? Now, for all the listeners out there, if Sammy Sleeves does play, flip that pick because I'm going to flip that pick. I'm not letting my ego get the better of me this week. I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to take the Vikings instead of Tampa Bay.
All right.
If Sammy Sleeves plays.
Now, do you have a threshold number where you're going to say, all right, I'm not going to play it if it gets to,
No.
let's say Sammy Sleeve comes back. Last week, it jumped
3.5.
It was a 3.5 point adjustment,
if it's
right?
3.5,
So that would take the
stay
Vikings.
with Tampa Bay.
That would take the Vikings
Yeah.
to -6.
But if it's Vikings -6, no. If it's, I'm saying if it's the Vikings -3.5.
Mm-hmm. So one more point. Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
one more point. So take Tampa Bay.
Okay. So you'll take Tampa Bay
yeah.
with 3.5, right? Is that what you're saying? Or you'll take the Vikings -3.5?
I'll take the Vikings -3.5. But if it stays at plus 2.5 with Tampa Bay, and Sammy Sleeves doesn't play, bet the farm.
Okay.
The next game I'm going to take is the Green Bay Packers. I'm sure Aaron is pissed.
Okay.
Is super pissed about what happened to him down in Atlanta.
Okay.
And they are a 9.5
9.5
point
point favorite
at home versus the hapless Bengals, who are still looking for their first touchdown of the year.
They are.
So
That's true.
it's hard to cover a 9.5 point spread when you can't find the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take those Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
Minus 9.5.
It's in the book.
And then my last pick, I'm going to go against my conventional wisdom
Okay.
about a team coming from the West Coast
Ah.
all the way to the East Coast.
Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders.
All right.
The Raiders are giving 3.5 to the Redskins.
Uh-huh.
The Redskins are coming from the West Coast back to the East Coast, so they're just as tired as the Raiders.
Okay.
And plus, the Raiders are good.
You're a big Raider guy.
They're just good.
Okay.
They're good this year, and the Redskins stink. So, yeah, take the Raiders minus 3.5 against the Redskins. So, those are my picks.
All right. Sounds very good. We have one game in common, and we have 4 different games.
Okay,
So
I like the sound of that.
Do you want me to? You want to do the 4 different ones? You want to get to the game?
Get to the game in common.
Game in common. Well, we're going to be on opposite sides of this one.
Oh no!
We are, and
How are we when we're on opposite sides?
That's a good question. I haven't checked the numbers on that one yet.
While you're going through it, I'll look it up.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, what? Oh, no. No, I don't know offhand. But I am going to – I don't know what's wrong with me, but I got to tell you, an 0-2 team is just going to play with a little bit more spunk. Nobody wants to go 0-3. Dom, I'm going to take the 9.5 points that you're offering, and I'm going to go back an Andy Dalton. I'm going to back a Joe Mixon. I'm going to back a John Ross. I'm going to back an A.J. Green. And I don't think that they win, but I'm going to take a chance on them covering.
Up in Green Bay.
Up in Green Bay, yes, in Green Bay.
Redheads don't like the cold.
Yes, I do know that. So September's a good month to play, as opposed to December in Lambeau. But just an NFL team, I have a really tough time seeing, especially getting 9.5 points. They're going to play with a fire under their butt. Marvin Lewis is definitely on the hot seat there.
Is he?
He's got to be.
I feel like he's got naked pictures of somebody.
Do you know
he
what?
Can't get fired.
It's like Andy when he was here.
Yeah,
Andy
he's
was here forever,
untouchable.
but he's got it. He definitely. I mean, at this point, it's got to be getting warm.
He's the Teflon Don.
I have to say, you have this talent in Joe Mixon. Undeniable. He's got a ton of talent. They have not figured out how to use Joe Mixon properly yet.
So you're gonna figure it out from last week to this week.
I don't know that they are.
Okay.
I don't know that, but I'm willing to take a chance on
I
it.
hear you.
I think that they have absolutely nothing to lose.
I love the pick.
You like the Bengals pick?
I love the pick. Mainly
that means
because
you hate
it solidifies my pick.
Yeah, I understand that completely. So anyway, the metrics are going to back we're going to back a Cincinnati Bengal on that one.
Okay.
And we have some of our live listeners checking in right now with some text messages on that one. Coming in next, how about those hot Atlanta Falcons? I'm going to lay
steamrollers.
Yeah, I'm going to lay the 3.5 points on the road in Detroit. I think Detroit is one of the fugazi 2-0 teams that we have out there.
Okay.
So, I mean, they beat a bad Arizona Cardinals team, without a doubt.
Handily.
And in my opinion, the Giants game on Monday night, it wasn't even impressive. The Giants look like Cherokee High School at this point, not playing well at all. But I think when Atlanta comes into town, you have a dome team traveling. Oh, yeah, to a dome.
Yep.
So I think there's a little bit of value in our Falcons on that. So I'll lay the 3.5 points. This one hurt me last week, but I'm going to roll with them again. Back at home, catching 7.5 points. I'm going to bear down again, and I'm going to back those Chicago Bears.
You love them.
I do.
They're 0-2, and you love them.
I do. Well, 1-1 against the spread. They covered the first week.
Fair enough.
Jordan Howard, questionable on this one, which could be a problem. But this kid, Tariq Cohen, from where, Dom? I told you this last week. Come on.
He was with a name like Cohen. He's got to go to a Jewish school, right?
North Carolina A&T.
Okay.
That's right. From NC-A&T. The kid is lightning fast. He can catch out of the backfield. Again, I don't think they win. But at home, this Bears team is better than people think. I'll take the 7.5 points and bet they lose by a touchdown, which would be a cover. Next one up. This team, this is why my fantasy team is bad. I have so much invested in this team, and they are not living up to the expectations at all. The Carolina Panthers.
Oh.
The Carolina Panthers currently are laying 5.5 points to the New Orleans Saints. Couple reasons not to like the Saints right here. Number one, we're back outdoors. Drew Brees is a completely different quarterback outdoors. Number two, you have Christian McCaffrey in that backfield. And again, just like Joe Mixon, my two starting running backs in our fantasy football league, they have not figured out how to properly use Christian McCaffrey.
Do you think that's the coaching staff, or you think that's Cam Newton going, nope, audible.
No,
I don't want the white boy getting it.
In the past 3 years, Warren Sharp, who's a guy that I follow, brought up a study that the Carolina Panthers, over the past, I think it's like 3 years, are the team that throws the least to their running backs in the NFL. I don't think that they have the mentality yet of the talent that they have. Not that I like McCaffrey. You know I can't stand Christian McCaffrey. But the guy is lightning in a bottle, and they just have not figured out how to use him.
It's an interesting play that you talked about Christian McCaffrey. We'll get back to him.
We'll get back to him. But I am going to lay the 5.5 points. This is a Carolina Panthers team that it must be geared for success. They looked awful against Buffalo. They did not look good week one against the 49ers. This team gets it started at home. I'm going to lay the 5.5 points. Moving on to my next pick. Well, we did that. And, another one that I can't stand. I absolutely hate it. Fat Andy has gone into New England and beaten Belichick.
He's lost weight, though. You should stop calling him Fat Andy.
Large Andy has gone into Foxborough and won. He's come back to Kansas City and beaten his protege, Dougie Peterson, right in front of his old fans.
He's a gangster. He don't care.
And it's about damn time for Andy to lay an egg in your Los Angeles Chargers.
Wow.
I am going with the Phillip Riverses in a total letdown game for Large Andy. I'll take the 3.5 points for a Los Angeles team that has no idea how to win, but knows how to lose by a field goal at the end of the game.
They don't know how to win, but they know how to cover.
They know how to cover. So I'll take the 3.5 points with the Phillip Riverses. Rivers?
By the way, congratulations to Phillip Rivers.
Again,
that's
right.
His 27th child.
Today. He's just taken over. Johann Sebastian Bach had 23, so he's broken that threshold. So congratulations again to the Rivers family.
Sebastian Janikowski or Sebastian Bach?
Sebastian Bach. So that's for me: Chargers, Bengals, Panthers, Bears, and your Atlanta Falcons. So that'll be our 5 picks, and we look forward to hearing and seeing all of your picks and getting involved in the Metrics and Mayhem Against the Spread Super Contest. So I think that'll wrap that segment up.
It'll wrap that segment up, and it'll kind of bring me to a different segment that we did last week, and was with great success. It was which heavy favorite is going to let you down.
Okay.
And I picked the 49ers to cover against Seattle last week. I said outright, and it was close.
It was very close. That was the game that San Francisco should have won. Seattle did pull it out.
Might as well been an outright. And we have 5 teams. Only one double-digit favorite, the Patriots, at -13.5.
You feel like this is a good way to do it, though? I mean, we're taking the teams that are a touchdown or more of a favorite. I mean, you have to figure that for an eliminator pool, which is kind of what we're gearing towards this, you're looking at the largest spread, teams that are on the board right now. So we have 3, as Don was saying.
We have 3. We have the Steelers, the Packers, and the Patriots. And I guess if one of them's not going to cover.
Well, we can do cover, but I'm even talking about.
Oh, going to let you down? No, none of them are going to lose. Sorry, none of them are going to lose. But
if one were, if you had to pick one, which team would you have any misgivings about?
The Steelers.
It would be the Steelers?
It'd be the Steelers.
Going into Chicago. Okay, and I agree with that one as well. I think out of the 3 of those that are probably going to be eliminator picks, if one lets you down, it would be the Steelers on the road for a game that might be a little bit tough to get up for.
Yep.
All right, cool. Get up. Yeah. All right, so I think that will that takes care of that. And again, our eliminator pool, make sure that it's a little bit late to get in for it this year, but in future years, if you want to be a part of that, that's another one. Just reach out to us, and we'd love to get you involved with it. So we're going to take a break, and we'll get into our DraftKings segment, and then we'll move on from there.
Yeah, do the mess around. Everybody's doing the mess around. Now let me have it, that boy.